Hey there, everybody. Welcome back to Plat. Purplatypus is the name. Welcome back to another Dragon Quest Tact video. Today we are doing the BARBATOS. Very hard. I don't know. It's Lucifer, people are calling him. We're doing that fight again today. You can see the team that I'm using on the left side of the screen as always. Now, I won't lie. I was using a few of these units, but then I saw a video by a very helpful content creator that plays JP. So I will look for that link again. It's hard for me to find it if, you know, it's been a couple days because it could be hard to find those links, but I'm gonna do my best. I'm gonna find it, put it down below. I didn't follow their strategy. I don't know exactly what they did strategy wise, but I did watch, like usual, when I use these videos, it'll help me narrow down which units to use. So I did end up using the same units they used, and I like watching the first turn to see, because a lot of times that's like the hardest part, is getting the AI to do what you want in the first turn. And that's a lot of like load out, reposition your units, move them this way. All right, didn't do anything. I don't like that starting position. Load out, load in, move your units, move them this way. So like it takes out a lot of the trial and error for me. Anyway, we're gonna jump into it. We can see this is my video. I did this live on stream, so if you saw me on stream, you may have already seen this. It's a little off center, but you know, life is a little off center. Actually, you know what? Let's just fix it. Let's just do this. Go right here, boink, and put that like so, right? Oh, this picture's too big. There we go. Understood. All right, there we go. That's good enough. All right, without further ado, let's jump into it. All right, I'm gonna try not to pause too much, but we'll see. We'll see how much I need to pause here. Well, because it's kind of a long fight as well. It's gonna be 10 minutes of just the fight playing it probably. All right, so Lucifer gets 2 moves a turn. You may be used to that. So this is actually like why watching guides, even for me, is so helpful, because I move all the way up here. Like I wouldn't have thought to do this move, but basically what you're doing here is you're giving the candy boxes nothing to attack. This guy just goes in, does some damage. You know, you start getting in damage on that Lucifer. So you're giving all these candy boxes nothing to attack, while also giving Lucifer exactly one thing to attack. So what that's gonna do is it's going to force Lucifer to stay where we want. And actually, 1, 2, 3, yeah. So these candy boxes are gonna come down because they got nothing to do, right? And Lucifer here, as long as we move like this, he can't move and attack anything, right? I mean, I think he can move and attack the slime or whatever, but what he likes to do is he just sits here and he's gonna double smack this guy. Which is very good for us because now we have our trap set. We can now spring the trap here. We move our slime up here, and now what can he do? You don't lightning. You're gonna Aeolian slash, Aeolian slash, and just start smacking these candy boxes. So the candy boxes are basically the most important thing in this fight. Everything snoozes in this fight, but the candy boxes do a fuck ton of damage as well. Lucifer does do damage, but not that much, honestly, especially if you have the right resistances. He could do some kind of tricky stuff where he knocks people back and stuff. You definitely want to get him killed, but these boxes will put people to sleep and then they'll attack them really hard. And because it's like physical damage, your elemental resistances aren't that good, and so budget units typically aren't that good. So we're gonna now look at this. Is such a beautiful swoosh. This is only +7. +7 is, I shouldn't say only, +7 is high, but not as high as I would like. So that guy falls asleep. I don't know why that guy prioritizes that one over there. Maybe it's because he's just closer. Because we don't want him to hit the bullfinch, right? Or the buffalo wing, whatever it is. So we're gonna move up to the same thing. This guy hits like a truck, by the way, like absolutely mad lad. And so this is exactly why we don't like these attacks. They alternate between sleeping and dealing physical. So we want to get those done ASAP. So now we're gonna just come up. We're gonna start dealing damage however we can. Now we're gonna get to the part of the fight where things are gonna get less cute. You know, the fight's gonna get ugly and things are gonna move around. There might be some crits and stuff like that, but this is like the general setup you're gonna want to do with your team. And then obviously, if you want to use like White King here, White King as a damage dealer will do way better than what we're doing. But I'm just using purposely budget units, right? Crackle +8 doesn't do much to us, and we're gonna just keep trying to kill these boxes. He does move back, which I don't love, but we do get to keep. Oh, look how close the damage is there, man. That's brutal. and it means that our guy's going to take a whole extra hit, right? So if you have just slightly more damage, I mean, our guy's pretty built, and he's using equipment and stuff, but that is still pretty brutal. Obviously, White King would just be hugely good here. We might even not have to use that attack, right? Because White King might have already killed that guy. You get a whoosh him. Oh, I think that he actually missed that attack. So yeah, that seems like that might be important. Or he did breath. I actually don't recall. Cold breath. Like, I'm kind of like, I'm watching this because I did it one time here, you know, but I didn't redo this fight a million times because, like, when you get to these fights with a lot of sleep, there's just a lot of RNG in it. So I don't want to rerun it like a dozen times like, I know this works. And also, like, I feel like it could be interesting to include a fight that has some good luck and some bad luck in it, because it kind of shows you. I want to highlight, like, if I have like bad luck in a spot, sometimes I'm like, all right, that's bad luck, but you could still win. Sometimes I'm like, this is necessary. You cannot have bad luck. They can't snooze you this turn, something like that. So I can find those helpful. So obviously take this and slow this down a little bit if you need to as well. I don't think I could play it any slower. I don't have a playback thing, but YouTube has a playback thing, but I'm not watching this on YouTube. I just recorded this video myself. All right, so this guy is actually hugely important, just keeping these physical dudes alive, because they take a lot of damage from those physical attacks. But now you're able to come up and start sandwiching this guy. The Drakis are going to be the last, the Draki Maz, because they're just not that they're not that threatening. They don't really, they do boom, but, or sorry, they do like bang or something. I don't know. They're just not that threatening. Kaboom is obviously way scarier, and is everything that guy does is way scarier. And even this slime with resistance is taking a ton of damage. So if you have a few more awakenings on him, it's likely. What's my awakening at? Yeah, mine's only at 2. So if you get awakening 4, do you get, right, 2 and 4? You get the resistances, so that'll help his survivability a lot as well. Awakening 4 is not easy to get though. It's a tough to get unit. Uh-oh, music's off, guys. 1 second. Where's it at? Dragon Quest Intermezzo. Here we go. All right, back. Does he heal? I think I was thinking about healing himself here. So actually, I think I make a bad move up here soon, where I think you could actually get this fight with 0 deaths as well. You might need a little bit of luck, like I said. I actually kind of like the idea of moving behind him, but we're kind of blocking him off here as well. But look how much of a slog this is. Like, it's fun, but like, if you get good RNG on the sleep, like both these units, like the slime is weak to sleep, but he's just so good at tanking it, and we don't really care because a lot of times units will try to sleep units multiple times anyway. All right, he's awake. Start attacking. Look how much damage he does. What a badass. And he missed. Oh my god. So that's bad RNG, right? I was like, oh my god. I do remember that miss now. Obviously it's still doable, but like, the buffalo wing dude is hitting so much harder. I think you just got to heal yourself, bro. Otherwise you die. But I think at this point I might be like, all right, he's running low on MP. Maybe he just dies. I am willing to like sacrifice this kind of unit later. But look, this guy's doing like most of the damage that we're dealing. And he actually has lower agility than the slime, so he's more likely to miss. So that miss is either really bad luck, or we're getting really good luck by not missing on the other units. All right, keep going up there. I kind of like the idea of blocking him off so he can't keep running backwards, but maybe that's not that big of a deal. This swoosh is like, this guy does really good swoosh damage. I think we have the swoosh staff on him. No, we have the demon staff on him. We have the swoosh staff on Lips. Lips is particularly good for this fight, in case you didn't realize. The damage isn't incredible, right? But it is immune to sleep with the right resistances and does the right kind of damage. If you can get more stats out of it somehow, more wisdom. The issue with Lips, like in this fight only, like, is that the wisdom is so low. The wisdom is so low. It's one of the lowest wisdom important characters ever. But you know, it still does good damage, and honestly is very tanky for this fight. I would probably replace the Raving Lunatic with White King before Lips. It's hard to say. All right, so this is a move where I think I should have just healed the slime, right? Because I think we've just guaranteed the slime's death here. But maybe not. Look at that. It takes like 30 attacks to kill this fucker, man. Hey, but you know what? We get, oh, slime. That's close. I remember I was so close to doing this. I think I ended up losing 2 units here, but I remember like I was really close to doing it. Man, look at that fucking, he just does no damage. You could just see, also here's one thing that's important to keep in mind when you're doing these. You can look for just better yeah, I should have just ran him away. I don't think that damage helps. You could use better equipment than what I'm using, like no sweat. I'm specifically using either equipment that's necessary or equipment that's less good, specifically so I can that way, you know, you guys will have access to it, right? But if you have like extra equipment, like, because remember, you can only use equipment once as well as units. And so as you see, like, we didn't need the bullfinch to kill him. We knew Lips was going to kill the Lucifer, so we came down and one-shot the other guy. Now, this guy is a perfect spot where we could have not run the slime there. We could have not run this guy here. And it probably wouldn't have made a difference on the damage. Oh, but then again, maybe. This guy did run out of MP. So it would be close at the very least. So this last guy is actually kind of awkward to hit. Luckily, we got Zapple here, and my Zapple is +9. So this is just going to do great damage. And he's trying to snooze. Okay, so maybe this guy being here isn't that big of a deal. I bet we kill him with the next apple. So basically, I think moving the slime down would have been the only time that would have been a really, like, we could have probably gotten an extra medal out of this. I have gone through and gotten the medals already myself, but that was after I cleared it all and then went back with my strong units. I'm still working on the ideal guide. So yeah, we probably could have gotten the clear with fewer than 1 party member killed. I think we should have just taken the slime out of there. Whoa. I just got a subscriber. Thank you. Yeah, that's in real time. I think that you could probably upgrade the cyber slime. The thing is, you got to look for these crack resistance and bang resistance, and also the right amount of HP. So he is like a really good unit for this fight, but his damage is just not quite there. If you have a stronger physical weapon you could use, like maybe you have a slime saber, that might help his attack more. Maybe you just use like a big old scizz axe, because I don't think he's getting any extra HP from his equipment in this one. Doesn't look like it. So I would recommend just using, I was purposely using bad weapons, right? Because I'm like, if there's ever a time to use very hard sorrow is where they do it. Look at Lips. What a fucking nightmare it is. Looks like one of his eyes just got deleted. Anyway, guys, that's going to be it. Thank you so much. If you have any questions about the fight, leave them in the comments down below. I'll do my best to answer them. Rewatch this a couple times. You don't need to replay and give me the views. I'm just saying, like, this fight was pretty tough. And as you can see, it took me many attempts. It wasn't nearly as hard as the Nightclubber fight, honestly. Once you figure out that first turn. But it is still, because it doesn't rely on poison strats, that's why. But yeah, guys, go ahead and let me know if you need help, and of course, rewatch it if you need, and don't feel free to slow it down. I know I probably skimmed through some parts that were a little automatic for me, but you know, every move was pretty important there. This actually, like, this wasn't super, like, I did most of it on the fly. But a lot of it felt kind of self-explanatory, and it kind of felt like there wasn't much better moves. It was, you can see, like, we were taking double damage on our casters for multiple turns in a row with the crackles, but I don't really feel like that was big of a deal. Neither of them were in danger of dying. But yeah, if you make your team this strong or any stronger, you should be totally fine. And in fact, we're only using we're only using 2 rank 6 units, and they're both our damage dealers. And it's not even needed on Raving Lunatic, honestly. His wisdom is already well past what's practical. We don't even need that damage on him, I bet. I actually think this fight would become way easier if you got that bullwing or whatever up to rank 6. Shouldn't be too hard. Anyway, I'm rambling now. Peace out, guys. See you next time. You have a great day, night, life. And the Purplatypus will see you soon with more content.